Okay, I think we've reached the spot. I'm gonna lock the bike somewhere to one of these trees, then hit the creek. Actually, before I get out on the water, let's talk a little bit first and tell you what I'm up to today. We are testing out a brand new Tenkara rod. This is the DRAGONtail MUTANT zx380. This is the prototype version of this rod. I really hope I don't break it, but as of earlier today, the Kickstarter for this rod went live. I'll put a link to that in the description. It'll still be going, of course, once you see this video a few days later. And so Brent from DRAGONtail sent me this rod to try out for a couple of days. And so I came here to this creek that I've never fished before and that I don't really know a whole lot about. I know there are cutthroat in it, but I don't know much beyond that. We're gonna put this rod through its paces and see what I think. And I'm not gonna talk about the specs of this rod, the weight, the different lengths. I'll just say that this is a triple zoom rod, so it can be fished at 3 different lengths. There are other people who talk about the specs and everything better than I can. What I'm interested in is how it feels in my hand when I'm casting it and how it feels when I'm landing fish. So with that in mind, let's hit the water. So this rod goes to about 12.5 feet long. I have a 13-foot level line on here. This rod is basically made for level lines, so it should cast it very well. It's a very flexy, bendy rod. It's supposed to cast very nicely. I'm excited to try it out. But I've got my fly stuck on a plant before I've even set foot in the creek. Okay, first impression. Yeah, casts very well. Casts really well. So I have basically the younger brother to this rod. I have the DRAGONtail Mizuchi. And I have the DRAGONtail Nirvana 400. This, whoa. And I caught my line stuck. Got my line stuck. Hold that thought. Okay, so as I was saying, I have the DRAGONtail Mizuchi and the DRAGONtail Nirvana 400. And I think this rod casts better than either of those two. I really like the Mizuchi. I think it's a great small stream rod. This rod is billed as basically the big brother to that rod, and it feels much lighter in the hand than the Nirvana 400. Which I suppose makes sense. The Nirvana 400 is billed as a big fish rod. This isn't. But still, those are just my thoughts here, my initial impressions. Fish on. All right, we did it. First fish of the day. We're about 10 minutes in. Whoa. And that fish is gone. Well, didn't have any problem landing it, even in this pretty fast water right here. I caught it in the little pool right below this rock here. Okay, it's been pretty shallow and uniform. Not super fishy, but this part up here with the darker water, deeper water, looks good. Fish on. There we go. Eventually caught one out of that hole. This is another cutthroat. This is a Snake River fine spotted cutthroat trout. About a 10-inch fish. Beautiful. Very nice. Oh, it feels good. I've been fishing for an hour. That was the second fish I've caught. So I'm having some success, but not tremendous success. But hey, I've got more time. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful creek. It's fun trying out a new rod. Got no complaints. Let's keep going. Fish on, good fish, good fish. I think it hit hard. Hard hitting fish. Yep, this is the fish of the day so far. Yeah. All right. That's a nice fish. 6 and 7, 13-inch fish. Oh yeah. Look at that beauty. Perfect cutthroat trout. 13 inches. Beauty. What an awesome fish. Really happy with that one. Yeah, that fish felt big on this rod. It was a 13-inch fish, and as soon as the fish was on, I could feel that it was a big fish. This isn't necessarily a big fish rod, but 13, 14 inches, I mean, that's pretty standard as far as the upper end of what you're gonna catch on your average stream. Sure, you might run into the occasional 16 or 18 incher, but 13 inches is pretty standard, and this rod handled it just fine. It's funny, I fished this area on this side of the boulder, kind of the foamy still area directly below the boulder. Nothing there, no bites. But it was that slackwater pool above the boulder that had the fish in it. Fish on. Oh, came off. Fish on. Might be the same one. That's a good fish. Oh wow, it's a very good fish. Wow, this one's even bigger than the last one, guys. And that is a beauty. Those colors. If it would stop moving, I can get a measurement on it. Let's see, 5 and 8, 13 inches all day. Wow. What a pleasure to catch a fish like this. What an amazing fish. Wow. Yes. Look at this. What an amazing place to be catching fish, to be catching good sized fish, big native fish, native cutthroat trout. Man, life is good. Well, in an unfortunate turn of events, I was flying the drone just because this is a really beautiful area, and I think I flew the drone right into the trees over here. So I need to go see if I can find it. Hopefully I can. Hopefully it's not in the water. Well, even if it is in the water, I just want it back. So I have extra insurance on it. So if I have the body, I think I can replace it. If I don't have the body, I don't think I can. Well, it's been an hour. Can't find the drone anywhere. It's a bit of a damper on the day. I think I might come back in a day or two with my wife so we can both scour the area, but yeah, I don't know what happened. I was fishing and flying the drone at the same time, and you know, 1 minute I was fishing, then I looked down at the controller and the drone was it looked like it was surrounded by a bunch of branches or something, or it could have been in the water, I'm not sure, but guess let's just keep fishing. That's all we can do right now. Fish on. Big fish. I might have foul hooked it. Oh my gosh, biggest fish yet. Holy cow. Let's see what's going on here. No, I did not foul hook it. It's a perfect corner of the mouth hook set. Well guys, it's been an interesting few hours of fishing. Landed 5 fish. 3 of those were good sized. I got 2 13-inchers, and then that last one that I just caught, the 14 or 15-incher. Beautiful fish. I'm really happy with all the fish here. This is a beautiful creek, beautiful canyon that I'm in here. I'm just bummed that I lost the drone. That is, you know, $1,000 hit to the pocketbook there, as they say. But hey, could be worse. I could have gotten skunked. Let's end the video here with a few thoughts about this rod. Obviously, it can handle good-sized fish. I didn't feel like I had as much control over those fish as I do with the Mizuchi. Overall, the Mizuchi, which is the little brother of this rod, it has more backbone to it. It can handle bigger fish, I feel like. Or at least I feel like I have more control over the bigger fish with the Mizuchi. Still, this thing for $100, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. It's around $100 right now on Kickstarter, and I think the retail price is something like $160, $170, and even then I think it's worth it too. And you know, at first I was thinking I don't really need or want a bigger zoom rod. I have 2 small zoom rods, the DRAGONtail Mizuchi and the Tenkara Suzumi, and they're great. I love them for small streams. I think zoom makes a lot of sense in small streams. In bigger stuff, I was thinking, does zoom really make sense? Like, I haven't often found myself wanting zoom capabilities on bigger streams, but then I realized that just last week, I think in the last video, the one before this one, I was fishing a very small spring creek. I started out fishing with the Mizuchi in its longest length, which is like 11 feet something, and then eventually the stream got bigger and more calm, and so I wanted more reach, and so I switched to a 400 centimeter rod, the Nirvana 400. And so, I mean, I guess I would use it, because that's exactly what happened to me last week. I fished it, I think, almost entirely in its longest length, which is, I think, 12.5 feet. So what is that, like 380 something centimeters, give or take. And yeah, it worked well. I think tomorrow I'm gonna fish it in one of the smaller configurations, so I think you can see that in the next video, unless something else goes horribly wrong. I can't guarantee it, but that's what I'm gonna try to do in the next video. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Brent at DRAGONtail for loaning me this rod for a couple of days. I actually did already back the rod this morning on Kickstarter before I even fished with it. I figured for $100, you know, you can't really go wrong. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.